radio station. Stream us on your cell, laptop, desktop, or tablet at KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, stream worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Monday, August 14th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show all this week long. We're going to have a lot of fun with you here. I should have a double dose of tickets for Incubus. It doesn't look like I'm all set up yet. I'm going to have to text Mucho. But we're going to do a promotion this week called Be Good or Lucky. Essentially, we'll give you two opportunities to win tickets for Incubus. Yes, I do have two pairs of tickets. Thank you, Mucho. All right. So Good or Lucky promotion is like this, okay? We were going to be giving away tickets for Incubus. You could play a game at 8 o'clock this morning and try to win those. That's if you're good, okay? But if you don't think you're good at games and you just want to be lucky, then you're listening for either Incubus or Bad Flower to be played during this program. As soon as you hear one of those songs being played, be caller number 10 at 600 KFMA and Babuski. You got yourself some tickets. So that's the lucky part. So Good or Lucky all week long here on Beef Vegan Presents with your first opportunity to win those Incubus tickets before 8 a.m. And then your second opportunity at 8 a.m. You see what I'm doing here, Rico?
I see.
All right, good. So we're going to have a lot of fun with you on that. Of course, we have so many things to get to over a long weekend. I hope you had a good weekend as well. Did you have to kick anybody out of the bar there, Rico?
No, I know it was second Saturday, so it tends to get a little crazy, but,
It was second Saturday, cool. Huh? Oh, man. My weekend got kind of screwed up. I was planning on Held Out at Rialto Theater on Saturday, and then I had Jackie from Held Out in studio on Thursday, and he quickly informed me that I don't know how to read a calendar. And it was on Friday. And so, fortunately, I already made plans on Friday. Wasn't able to do, that immediately. And so I did, pop by the Rialto. And with that, I had to drive my daughter to Phoenix. The whole thing was a mess. The whole thing's a mess, Rico. On Friday, in fact, actually, the women in my family, it was like Final Destination stuff. Someone was coming after them. So like I meet up with my daughter's grandmother to, drop her off in Phoenix, and then she takes her the rest of the way. And when my daughter's grandmother picks her up, they're driving back to the west side, and they get in a car accident on the freeway.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is my daughter's first car accident. So she's freaking out, right? So she calls me up, she's freaking out. I'm like, oh, do I have to drive to Phoenix right now? Like turn around and go back. And then she also got lippy with the guy who got into a car accident with her grandmother. Right. So now I'm concerned that this guy is going to go mental. Now, this guy, I tried to tell her, I'm like, look, everyone's upset when they get in a car accident, no matter whose fault it is. Nobody's happy about getting in a car accident.
Matter of fact, it would be creepy if you were happy.
Right. Well, this guy that got into a car accident with my daughter's grandmother could have easily been a scammer, and he could have been happy about it because the whole thing is weird. My daughter's grandma and this is my daughter's mom's mom, right? Mm-hmm. She drives like an old lady. She's very precautious and safe. I've seen her drive. I've been in cars with her, and it's excruciating how slow things will go. But she's making her way off the exit, and this car like kind of speeds around her, and she doesn't see the car, and she kind of hits her. It hits the car on the back passenger side, right? Huh. Yeah. Or back driver's side.
So it wasn't like a crazy rear end situation, or
no, it was weird. And luckily they didn't spin out or anything like that, but there was some damage to both vehicles. Right. So while they're pulled over, this guy's like, well, I don't want just the, exchange information. We got to wait till the police show up. Right. So he wants a full blown police report, which is, okay. And no one really wants to be inconvenienced on a Friday when it's hot as hell to sit around and wait for the cops to fill out a report. But this guy did. Now, while they were waiting, my daughter walks around the car and notices that the front end of his passenger side is damaged as well. And they're like, did this happen just now? And he's like, no, that happened from a couple weeks ago. So this guy,
Oh my God.
I'm like, this guy's got a pattern. I'm like, and
Another
he's
Friday
trying,
to this guy.
yeah, and he's trying to get the police report like it's going to be like my daughter's grandmother's fault. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was you for illegally going around her in a turning lane and causing this situation, you know? So this guy is basically making a career out of getting in car accidents and then wanting to waste like, you know, the police officer's time and money just filling out reports and whatnot. So
He found his new thing.
yeah. So that was this started off, right? So my daughter's all freaked out and sketched. And then a little bit later, I get a message from my mom who's in the hospital because she broke her arm.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, oh man,
What the?
all the women in my family, you know, run, hide.
Like, what curse is this?
I don't know, man. It's terrified the hell out of me because I'm like, you know, bad things come in threes, you know? So I'm looking at my sister being like, you better not move because it's coming at you. So now, fortunately, my mom will be okay. But this was,
Damn.
Yeah, it was a long weekend of, you know, worrying and being on the phone and running back and forth to Phoenix and stuff. So it sounds like you had a more uneventful weekend, which is probably
nobody was tied to a train track or anything. I had to go rescue. It was pretty low key. Thankfully.
Yeah, no, you know, and
Jeez.
the weird thing is, yeah, I find these things out, but I find it out through like social media, and then I give a call. I'm nobody's emergency contact. You know, and
Good
I
and
notice
bad,
this.
I guess.
I don't know, you know, like I'm at a certain point in my life where I'm like, I feel like I'm responsible enough to be an emergency contact, yet nobody in my entire family or anyone that I know has listed me as an emergency contact. Are you anybody's emergency contact?
I don't think I'm an ice for anybody.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe they don't tell you. Maybe they want it to be a surprise.
Yeah, I don't know. It shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, I think you should get a heads up so you know what to do in said emergency.
You know what I did find out the other day
What's that?
when I was closing down the bar? And it was terrifying. Because when I'm downstairs, it's already loud. There's music, but when I was cleaning up, I all of a sudden heard like 5 blaring siren noises.
Yeah.
And I was like, what that's coming from me. And I pull out my phone. And evidently, if you hit the right button like 5 times in a row, that sends like an emergency signal to like local authorities that you're in trouble.
This is
I was like, yeah, you know, this isn't the first time this has happened.
No, I know this is, you know, and now I'm glad that you brought this up because it's time for an intervention. So okay, so yeah, you hit your phone like 5 times and it created this. Yeah. And then when you helped me move, you accidentally called 911 while helping me move.
Yeah.
And I really think it's because of your cowboy style. Your jeans are way too tight for you to rock a smartphone, dude. So either you get one of those phone holsters, like you're a cowboy, and you whip it out like a 6-shooter, or you loosen it up, bro, and get some bigger jeans. Did you start? Are those the jeans you owned before you started doing squats in the gym?
I got these off the Chuck Norris website.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't know.
They're a little too tight. I mean, I understand they're thirst traps for the ladies, but again,
Gotta see my quads, man.
You're gonna get swatted here soon. You're gonna swat yourself.
Myself.
Just
well, it's kind of sad because the siren went off, and I was like, "Oh God, they're gonna bust in any second to save us," and then there is nobody.
Yeah, no, they're like, "Where's it? Tough Luck Club?" Yeah, they're on their own. We're too busy at Cobra down the street. Anyways,
right, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's get this show moving. We got your morning moron coming up. Remember, you could either be good or lucky this morning just by listening to the show. If you hear Incubus, be caller. All right, let's boot this, and we're on the podcast. So, good morning, everybody. Woo! Playing some Candlebox here in our headphones, but and Kat, I hope you feel better. But it's great that you're hanging out with us this morning. I hope everyone's been following Kat and living vicariously through her Florida adventures. She got a new job. She's saving the sea turtles, which is beautiful. Yeah. And
saving the sea turtles.
Saving sea turtles. This is something that she did when she was a kid or younger, and then she got the job essentially being a marketing director for a sea turtle conservation place. And she said no. Okay,
I thought she was doing the Captain Planet thing where she's like going in the water.
Oh, whatever. I figured, with animals, sea turtles are definitely part of them, and I've seen you hold a sea turtle, so that's good enough for me. And marketing manager at a zoo, which has sea turtles because it's in Florida. So yes,
of course.
And I know that you're sick, and I hope you feel better, and I hope it's not one of those viruses that you got off the Gulf Coast
from a turtle,
because I read something about that as well. So, And good morning, Maury.
Good morning.
We do have, like, Scott and Adam, like I said in the show open, they have been building up the studio. So the microphones are in a little different placement and hopefully pretty soon we'll all have great lighting like Mari. Now, Rico looks like he's in the shadows. Do you have your ring light on?
Yeah.
Really? All right.
Let me get my skin to like glow in the dark pale. There we go.
No, don't do that. But yeah, so we're working on the presentation of the podcast broadcast as well. But good things ahead, dude. We're definitely rocking and rolling. Did you have a good weekend there, Mari?
I did.
Good. All right. Yeah. Anything eventful happen? Like anyone in your family break their limbs?
Nope, just kids' birthday parties. I had 2 kids' birthday parties.
Oh,
Those are expensive.
I was busy.
yeah.
I went to them.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
that's the life.
Mhm.
Once you're in that kind of like age frame,
Yep.
Which I went through. And for a couple of years ago, full honesty, I was ready to go through it again.
Mhm.
Like that whole birthday party circuit, that's a good time.
Oh, it's fun.
A
Yeah.
bunch of dads sitting around drinking, eating cake,
Yep.
kids running around. And the key to parenting is that they annoy the shit out of you when they're by themselves, right? Eventually they wear you down. So a good break for parents is to just kind of put their little monsters with other little monsters so the little monsters could all play together while you kick back, have a little adult time and gently supervise and
Yeah.
oversee, make sure they're not hurting each
Keyword
other.
gently.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're alive.
So,
Yep.
yeah, and I miss that to a certain extent. I was
Yeah.
like, now that I kind of have everything like my shit together, so to speak, I could probably do this again. And I kind of went into that. It was right around the time I was turning 40, right before. So maybe it was like, I don't know, midlife crisis of sorts. Where like, oh no, like I gotta have more kids and procreate and spread the seed or whatever. And so then I was full blown in that frame of mind, and then I kind of grew out of it. So now that I'm like 43 and I'm single again, I'm like, that's the last thing I want to do. I'm like, actually, I'm close to being an empty nester and like full freedom.
Yeah, but how old is too old, do you think, for a guy to have kids?
Oh, that's the
63.
thing. Yeah, exactly. 63 is the cutoff.
You
I
think
will-
63?
Yeah.
I want to be
Wait, what?
old enough to see
Al Pacino.
Oh.
No, Al Pacino's like almost 90 still having kids. But it's unfortunate because Al Pacino's not going to be able to live to see his kids like first day of kindergarten. I want to be able to see all that stuff. So my cutoff really depends on my health and how long I think I could hang on to be able to see some of these milestones. I don't want to
Yeah.
pop out a kid and then be like, good luck with everything. I want to be able to pop out a kid and at least see some of the milestones, and then maybe I guess the goal would be able to see your kid get married or something. But
Okay, so that's like the last one.
yeah, I mean, I think that's the reason why my parents are holding on to begin with, because I still holding out. But yeah, I would want to be able to see the milestones. So the age cutoff for me is essentially being like, do I think I'm going to live to 60 or 70 or 80? In the TMI top 5, I'll give you some promising news about cancer research.
Ooh.
So, they are continuing to develop these things that prolong our life as long as we're not idiots and fall down the stairwell drunkenly going to the Tough Luck Club. Plug, shout out.
Hey.
All right. So, yeah.
I hope the article's just drink more water. Vitamin C.
Veggies.
Veggie.
All I saw was a cat saying daddy issues, which completely consumed my attention. All right. And without even getting into a single song takeover, I'm already manipulating the playlist. We're going to play some Limp Bizkit here. You guys want to hear some Limp Bizkit on Monday? Yeah. Because
Get me
Monday,
hype.
with Mondays, it's a perfect day to play this classic anthem because everybody has a case of the Mondays. They get a little frustrated. Sometimes you get a little so frustrated, which words don't make sense to me. Sometimes you get a little so frustrated you
Say
just
it.
want to break stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was my
Give
long
me something to break, Brad.
setup for this. Here's Break Stuff from Rock 102.1 KFMA. Your TMI Top 5 is coming up next. It's a podcast broadcast. We're live, youtube.com/beefvegan. Now let's break stuff. I just said break stuff a million times. I don't know. As soon as I feel like I'm getting in the zone and I just start mentally melting down.
It's Monday.
Yeah, well, that's no excuse, Mari.
Not on Monday.
No, you're here as a ray of sunshine. I should be feeling like it's Wednesday.
Can we make, I don't know, like a Monday segment where you play this song and you actually have breakables in the studio? You can just go around with a baseball
Ooh.
bat.
What do you want to break in the studio?
No,
Glass?
not things. I mean, bring breakables.
Yeah, like glass
Like
cans.
pallets.
Yeah, but we have things in the studio that as they're kind of redoing the studio, we could probably break something. Yeah, I just wanted to hear a little bit of that. Yeah, and how's that taco for not classic rock, huh? Even though that song is 20 years old. All right, Manny said I just got a pup last week, made me realize vasectomy is definitely in the table. There's no way I can handle a baby anymore. Yeah, I know, and I'll tell you what. Now my biggest concern, my daughter has like a little boyfriend.
Oh.
Yeah, they hang out a little too much,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep stressing like, don't you get pregnant? Just don't.
Granddaddy beef.
Yeah, and like I look forward to being a grandfather.
Mhm.
I was about to say I can't wait. I can wait a good like 7-8 years.
I can wait.
Yeah, I can wait a good amount of time. Look at him creep in. Grab a seat, get comfortable, Valdez. Your late ass. Were you over at the ESPN studio bullshitting? Oh, I'm sorry, are they doing a live podcast right now? They're not? Okay, so what's the point there?
Oh.
So yeah, what about the U of A game?
It's on.
Again, we have a fucking microphone, Valdez. Why am I training you right now? Get the mic in front of your face. Get all situated if you're going to talk to me. Well, it just looks like I'm talking to myself, buddy. And that's scary. All right, here. Now, hold on. Give it to the people.
I'm Valdez.
All right. Now, you said the U of A game's going on right now. You talking about the basketball game that's in Israel?
See,
Okay. What's the score?
I don't know. It looks like somebody's just a live feed to like a JV basketball game.
Well, yeah, because it's like a gym for sure that they're playing in. It's been interesting to see or follow the U of A team over there because, my ex-brother-in-law, whatever, he's a booster. He's over there. So I've been watching his stories and seeing everything that's been happening. And it's a pretty cool experience. They're going to all the landmarks, the religious landmarks, and getting a wealth of experience and knowledge before playing the game. So
yeah, they filmed the crowd and Ali was there.
yeah, no, Ali's there. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, his perpetual grandpa face.
Yes, and again, with that too, they filmed the crowd. It's a very small crowd too, so you could pretty much see everybody. And good for Ali and Paul and everyone that's over, in
But
Israel.
You know that grandpa face where he's like, just nothing is amusing. Nothing.
Just
Yeah.
drained of all happiness.
He looks like he never hugged his child ever. He's just sitting there judging everyone.
I bet you his child's going to be tough. He's going to grow up tough without those hugs. We're talking with Valdez. We're live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, and he was late to the podcast broadcast because he was BSing with the boys over at ESPN because they're watching the live feed of our U of A Wildcats exhibition basketball game in Israel. So the game doesn't mean anything, right? Besides historical benefits and education to the kids.
It's like a goodwill tour.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's cool. As we continue to spread collegiate basketball around the world. It's like, hey.
in places that aren't 110 degrees. How nice.
Now, to be clear, it's not like our first stringers. It's like the third string practice squad going against like these semi-pro teams.
I'm not mad at that because it's the third stringers that need education. I mean, they'll smarten up and then maybe they'll hit the books a little harder and then they'll become smarter basketball players.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not just all about athletic prowess. You really got to have a good head on your shoulders.
Mhm.
I know I'm an expert at all things sports.
And if anyone embodies that, would be Aaron Hernandez. He had a great head on his shoulders, made good life decisions.
Yes.
Of
That
course.
was 10 years
Prime
ago.
decision.
That was 10 years ago. All right, let's do some news that's in 2023. It's our TMI top 5 right now. First headline in a new poll, people were asked if they ever lied about their height. All right, now I'm going to ask this to my men's friends right here. Rico, on dating apps, have you ever lied about your height?
6'3" on every app.
That's a hard yes. All right, Valdez, you're already a tall man. How tall are you?
I'm only 6'1".
Okay, yeah, but that's still over 6 foot. 6 foot's usually the cutoff for most women. Am I right, Mari? Well, yeah, you're married to an averager. So do you ever lie since you're 6'1"? Do you ever add a couple inches?
Oh, as a former athlete, you always lie. Like you have your program height and then there's your regular height.
Like it's like professional wrestling. Yeah, I mean, I'm like close to 5'10", 5'9" and a half, but on Tinder, I'm 5'11". So only 11% of people admitted to exaggerating it by at least an inch, claiming that they're taller than they really are. Again, I say to all guys out there, absolutely add an inch or two on your bios, on dating profiles. And then when you go on first dates, just wear shoes that have thick heels.
Ooh.
And hell, they got shoes now that are almost like lifts.
Yeah.
Girls do it all the time. And I'm not above buying those myself. I'm about to get myself shoes that are going to make me look like Pee Wee Herman when he's dancing on the bar. I'll be 6'4" walking down 4th Avenue like, what's up? All right. A new study found that a chemical in black licorice could help fight pancreatic cancer.
Really?
This is a huge breakthrough. Yes. Now research is still early, so that they don't know. We do know that eating too much black licorice can be bad for your heart, and you could actually kill yourself. So there's a sweet spot in between. The only bad news is the choice of living or eating black licorice.
Thank
a lot
you.
of people are going to be like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Disgusting.
I know.
Agreed.
All right, for those of you out there that are finding it difficult to find a girlfriend, this next story is not going to make you feel any better about yourself. Tiffany Haddish is producing a docuseries about women who date homeless men.
Oh,
Yes.
what?
They like him dangerous and unpredictable.
Yeah,
What can I say?
I mean, we all know about the, men in prison who get, women sending them letters all the time. That's a turn on for crazy women, and it has been for generations. I didn't know there was a homeless fetish.
No.
Yeah. And we know about terms like hobosexual, and that's usually when someone's like dating someone and sleeping with someone just so they could crash at their place.
Oh.
Yeah. Usually you find women hobosexuals. But yeah, I guess there's men hobosexuals as well. There are benefits to dating a homeless man, though. I mean, wherever you hook up with him, you're at his place, so
Yeah.
that's good. All right. And finally, there's a new wellness practice called death meditation. Yeah, this involves wrapping yourself in sheets like a mummy and imagining looking at your dead body. And supposedly, it helps with anxiety and boosts happiness.
How?
What the hell?
Yeah. So you guys
I'm
have
gonna
never
do
done
that at
this?
IKEA next
Yeah.
time.
That's a great place.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm meditating.
Yeah, leave me alone. This is for my mental health and well-being. Now, if you could drop some flowers on me, that will help. Okay.
Just put the Swedish meatballs right there.
Can you lean over and cry and say it was too soon? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thank you. Yeah, I feel so good. All right, there's your TMI top 5. Let's hit the reset. We'll keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Clear. All right, so yeah, there's your top 5.
When he talked about the height thing, that just it made me laugh because I remember my ex one time, because I always said I'm like 5'10". I swear to God I'm 5'10", but she was like, I think you're 5'9".
That's what they say, man.
I know it's like 1 inch even. They can't even give you that
Ouch.
lie. They're
Yeah.
like, let me get the measuring tape. I'm like, no, I'm 5'10". Just let it be. I think you're 5'9".
I like the people who are too accurate. They're like, I'm 5'6 1/4.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Right.
Yeah.
man. Just
It's like when you have a baby and people that say like, oh, he's 38 months.
Yeah, it is upsetting, and it's a thing, and you still see it. Now that I'm single, I've been reading through dating apps profiles a lot more. Kind of, and it's a good way to keep your finger on the pulse of what trends are and what people are looking at. And here's a couple takeaways that I see right off the top of my head. First and foremost, a lot of people will start off with saying, "I'm not your unicorn. I don't want any of this poly bullshit." Right? So there's so many polyamorous couples out there looking for a third that a majority of women that I've came across, their opening line is no. So we got that. The height thing is still a thing, so, and they will make it transparently clear, especially if a woman is over 5'8". Which is fair. You want a man that's taller than you, that's fine if you're tall. But if you're 5 feet tall and you don't date anyone underneath 6 feet, you're just a monster. You're like, it just doesn't make sense, So, and then, what's another thing? Oh yeah, I have a dick. So those are 3 trends that I've noticed on dating sites. And did I tell you where I was? I don't know if I told the podcast this story. So when I was in San Diego, I was humble bragging to Aaron. Remember our friend Aaron who used to be on the show, and he met up with me for lunch. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm doing all right with the single thing. I got on this Bumble. I'm getting all different types of people swiping on me. Like I felt like I'm peaking. And so it boosted my self-esteem. Like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, at least there's options.
Hot commodity.
Get to know some people. So I was like, watch, we'll play a game. We'll see how many people I swipe on until I get a match. And so we're like, we'll look at it and see if she's hot, and then see if she matched with me or not. Right. So I bust out my phone and we're like, no, left. What about this one? Yeah. Oh, no, that didn't match. Oh, this one's hot. What about this? Boom, match. And then like we both at the same time celebrated. We're like, oh yeah, high five! Like we hit high fived in the restaurant, totally broed down, right?
Oh my God.
And then I put my phone away, didn't even think about it. Then, about a couple hours later, I'm home. I go to check out this match, and full blown dude.
Full-blown dude.
And I'm like, oh, bro.
Oh man.
That's a good autobiography name for you, by the way.
Yeah. So after I banged him, no. Okay.
He paid for the Uber.
Yeah. No, I did have a point there. All right. So, all right, Chef Gary, here, Valdez, do me a favor. Switch out with Chef Gary for a little bit. Give me an update on the game, and then come on back here in a little bit, okay?
Perfect.
All right.
I think Beef just wants a She-Hulk.
It's 372.
That's what he wants.
372 to 4. So you
right?
can,
It's
keep
like
it.
the Nationals versus like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Oh, so it's
Sad.
is it the Wildcats playing their local team?
I think it's like a AAA team or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. So yeah,
the Israeli army.
Go Sports.
Yeah, go sports. Yes. I got Chef Gary in the building. Got another knife fight going on today. Yeah. So who won the last knife fight?
Deluxe Locket won the first one, which was
Deluxe Locket.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the restaurant?
no, it's
That's a person?
That's his name.
Really?
Yeah,
Jealous.
his mom had like high
Dope
hopes
name.
for him.
Deluxe Locket for real.
Yeah,
Like,
and he lost last year. He lost by like 1 point.
dude.
So it was like kind of like a Cinderella little story. He came back and what he made was pretty legit. He made a Camel Wellington, which was
Yeah, when I saw that Wellington go, I'm like, oh, he
Wait,
means,
wait.
he means business.
So I know beef Wellington, of course, which is beef or sirloin, and it's wrapped in like a pastry. What's a camel Wellington?
So his secret ingredient was ramen. So he cooked the ramen down and then pureed it and mixed it with eggs and flour and made like a kind of like a ramen dough.
Yeah.
And then another secret ingredient was ground camel. So he mixed that camel up, wrapped it in that pastry, and then fried it. So it was kind of.
So where'd you get the ground camel?
One of the contestants brought it. I think he got it from. I don't know. He did a couple tours. You don't know, man. You weren't there.
Okay. Was it delicious? Did you try it?
It's pretty freaking good, man. I don't know. It's kind of crazy because you know,
my God.
everybody brings their own secret ingredients, and you figure that's going to be your home run. And when somebody else outdoes you with your own secret ingredient,
I just love Charo's new promo about having the only camel meat in Tucson.
That is nuts to think. You know, I mean, I've had kangaroo, as I was explaining to Rico recently, and it wasn't good. I did not like it.
No, it's
gamey
stuff.
Yeah, and camels kind of like they remind me of horses. They're horses with humps. Do you eat the hump? And is it very like
the hump's
water.
empty. That's where all the water goes.
Well, that's what
Did
I'm
you pay
saying.
attention in 5th grade?
No. I was thinking it would be like the most tender and moist slice of meat because it's seriously marinating in camel ball sweat for like, years. It's salty, it's moist at the same time. I would think the hump would be the way to go.
I regret your drop-in policy.
I want Beef to go to Egypt just to get the question answered one day.
And then on
the
the second round, Rod won.
Okay.
Obviously, I mean, well, not obviously. Lori did a great job. It was her very first night fight. She's definitely very nervous, but she brought the thunder. But Rod's
She knocked out like 7 dishes in 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Wow.
she was done
Really?
like 18 minutes early, and I was like, "You want to
Double
check on
Yeah.
it? See what you got there." But Rod did a phenomenal job. He's a consummate showman. So
Yeah, nice. So we're looking at the knife fight video that I think Rico put together.
No, this is next level. Shane.
This next level, yeah. Shane and Michael, and shout out to Michael. He's going to do some edits for their podcast appearance that they did on Friday as well. I'm assuming he's asking for all videos, so I got to email that to him. That looks good. That was the camel, that big tray of meat.
No, those are rambutans.
Coolest looking fruit ever.
Yeah, they're a Southeast Asian fruit.
Okay.
They're like lychees,
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Spiked balls.
Spiky.
but they look like sea urchins.
I think that's the coolest thing. So if
Pokemon.
you guys aren't waking up early in the morning or you wake up just for the podcast broadcast, definitely check out the knife fight because if anything, it's educational as far as the ingredients of food that they bust out. I had no clue on most of the stuff, which is a very interesting thing. Tonight's knife fight is where?
Hotel Congress.
Oh yeah, this is the big one.
It is going to be a big one. It's the return of Lindy. So Lindy hasn't competed in about 4 years.
Cool.
You know, it's All Stars this year, and we're excited to have Lindy back. He's a crowd favorite, and he always thinks outside the box, which is fun. So
Yes, he does, you know, and which is going to be fantastic because you get to see him cook beyond the burgers, you know, like the burgers are obviously his signature. He knows how to master those, but showing off his chef skills, which is nice.
Yeah, we got a little theme going tonight, so should be fun. Bar kicks off at 8. We got Ryan from Snake and Barrel. No, I don't. I apologize. I misspoke. There's some other guys.
Say you're sorry again. Say you're sorry again.
There's so much going on. It's supposed to be summer and slow, but Jake Richardson, the kid that won last year, he's competing in the second round tonight. So he's always kind of fun to watch because he's just like I don't even know he's just like this real like calm, laid back dude, and then he just produces this crazy food, and you're just like, okay, bro.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
Well, okay. So speaking of crazy food, I have something that's perfect for all you guys, and you won't even regret coming into the podcast broadcast, Chef Gary. So you know we have a weird obsession, infatuation with AI. And there's all different types of AI, you know, things coming out on a regular basis. Well, I think BuzzFeed put this together. They definitely featured it on their website. They went to AI to ask them to come up with outrageous fair foods, right?
Ooh.
So artificial intelligence came up with these concepts. And this actually might be good for anyone who's a contestant in Knife Fight to look at for inspiration. So would you eat this? Here's our first example, and that is root beer flavored ravioli.
Nope. Hard pass. Nope.
You're going to hard pass that?
Immediately.
Well, look, they say the semi-sweet pastry raviolis filled with vanilla gelato and covered in root beer cherry syrup.
Yep.
You can tell by Gary's face he's not a fan.
I don't like root beer. I don't like that. I don't like sassafras.
That's your hard no is the root beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
It's
rest
a
of it,
key
I would
ingredient.
dude, cherry, gelato,
Yeah.
pastry, peas are good, meat good.
All right. So the question is, would you eat it or I'd eat that or only in North Dakota's wildest dreams would I eat this? What do you think people said? Would they eat it or not?
Yes.
This is America, of course.
Of course.
Okay. The results are no.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Mhm.
See? All right. Here's our next one as we're playing this little game. Cornhusker candy corn. Yeah, it's homemade candy corn infused with sweet corn flavor and dusted with sea salt. Look at this thing as this AI image that comes along with it. I'm like, this actually looks pretty dope. Would you eat this?
4 out of 10 would eat.
4 out of 10. So that means you would not eat. All right. What
No,
about
no,
you?
no,
Because
How high am
I'm
I?
rating what it is out of 10, but I would still eat it.
Okay, Mari, what do you say?
No.
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 Is it a texture thing?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
salt.
The salt
Oh,
is
the salt
we
would
could
be
add
good.
the
Too
sweetness.
salty.
That's gonna be fantastic. Okay, what do you say,
I'm
Rico?
gonna go no on that one.
Okay, so all three of you say no.
No, I said yeah.
he said
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I'm sorry. 2 out of 3. Chef Gary said yes, and I'm with you, Chef Gary. Let's see what the results say.
Salty.
The results say that 63% would not
What?
eat this.
Uh-huh.
You know, the one takeaway that I'm getting from this already is people aren't adventurous when it comes to eating food, even if it looks like a cavity waiting to happen. All right, let's go and continuing. We're back on Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Beefy Presents Podcast Broadcast. If you're joining us on the podcast broadcast, you can see these images of this AI generated concepts. So someone said, hey, I need you to come up with the wildest and craziest fair food ideas for me, and AI did that. They put it together, and we actually are going through the list of some of the examples.
Heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah, so like this
Okay.
one is called spicy unicorn horns. Okay, so it's rainbow colored twisted breadsticks sprinkled with spicy quote unquote unicorn seasoning, right? And served with the magical color changing slushy.
Yep.
Yeah, would you eat this?
But it also
yeah.
looks like they have a side of ketchup.
Yeah, I don't know why they
Okay.
got a side of ketchup. I mean, they need cheese sauce for sure.
They need marinara or I don't even know what.
Come
There's
on.
unicorn meat
Come on,
inside.
robots.
All right, so would you eat this, or is it almost too beautiful to eat?
You go, Rico. I don't know, man.
I'm undecided because we don't know what the unicorn seasoning consists of.
Okay, well that's a very
Well.
fun. You're
All
fun
right,
to play
let's
games
go. Let's
with.
go. Yes, then
Yes.
beef. Let's go. Yes.
I don't think it
Yes.
matters, Rico. I just need any
I'm not playing
answer.
your stupid robot games.
Well, I need to know, is this Midwest or is this like California State Fair?
Let's say Nebraska.
Nebraska.
Yeah, let's say
No,
Midwest.
there's no way they're touching that. There's absolutely no way.
Well, 42%.
Wow. 58%.
Yeah, 58% said they'd eat that.
I'd
So
eat it.
this
Nebraska.
is the first one out of the 3 examples we've given so far that people would eat. And actually, I was a big fan of the candy corn one. All right, this one, oh my God.
Smash.
Smash.
I don't
This
even care
is
what it is.
Biscuit and gravy ice cream sandwich. It's butter pecan flavored ice cream with swirls of savory white gravy served on a warm vanilla biscuit topped with chunks of fried sausage and pecans. Now we got Chef Gary Hickey in studio from El Charro, who's also host of tonight's knife fight that's going to be at Hotel Congress. Now, as a chef, you always look for these wild combinations. Now, this is an AI generated concept. Is this something you're a fan of? Would you try this or
Oh
no?
yeah, 100%. Sweet and savory, get in my mouth right now.
Yeah.
Did you see his face when he looked at the
10 out of
image?
10. I didn't even care what it
You
was.
didn't
Those
care.
pecans? No, it's sausage. It doesn't matter. Get it in my mouth now.
Us chubby guys, we love the biscuits to gravy. So
Yeah.
any form of it, absolutely. Mario, would you eat this?
I would. Yes, I would.
All right, Rico.
I
you-
would take it to Vegas and marry it.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Let's see. So they have a poll going on in BuzzFeed with this, and the 2 options: yes, that's a Tennessee monstrosity if I ever saw one, or I'd eat that. And the results are that most people would not eat it. 73% said they would not eat that.
What?
Yeah, they don't know what they're missing because that does look pretty good.
Mm.
Again,
I'm gonna make that next Monday.
And
You
send it to
should.
the governor of Nebraska. I'll be like, yeah, that's right.
I'll send you, and this is what's crazy as we started off the segment, just explaining that this was just a concept. Someone went to AI and said, hey, give me the most obscure, unique, original fair food ideas to present. And this is what artificial intelligence is coming up with. And I'm sure that this is another example of giving artificial intelligence, giving the inspiration to kind of create these things. Like I don't know if anyone in their right mind would have thought of that biscuit and gravy ice cream dish. But then when you look at it and you hear the flavor profiles as a chef, Gary,
Hmm.
do you feel like you could make that?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Then why don't you,
I
man?
want it. I want
Well,
it.
it's funny, well, and my wife's family's from Nebraska, so we go back there all the time. And dude, the stuff they eat, man, what? It's crazy in the Midwest. Like, I don't even understand where this poll came from.
Yeah, no,
I know they would smash that, dude. They have cabbage. They're called cabbage burgers. You ever heard of cabbage burgers?
No, what's a cabbage burger?
It's basically hamburger and cabbage wrapped in a puff, like in a hamburger bun, but it's like a whole like thing, like it's like almost like a Wellington,
Yeah.
and then it's deep fried.
Oh, Jesus.
And the dude, they just pound them. There's this place called Scotty's. If you ever get it, you can order them online. They'll send them to you frozen.
Uh,
People
man.
freak out about it.
Like
Like,
funny.
Are they good though?
yeah, they're
Okay.
pretty- yeah.
Okay, that's good.
I mean,
they're unique, and
So Chicago has deep
Cabbage.
dish and
beef
Nebraska
good,
has
cabbage
that.
good.
Yeah.
they're like, how can we take this vegetable that's normally good for you and make it a heart stopper?
Deep fry it.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. And to see these images, you have to join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. We have a few more that we're going to go over here on the podcast broadcast. Be back with Mari's Would You Rathers after these words. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Yeah, let's do a couple more here, and then we got to share Rico's 5-star today, which he banged one out. Okay, so this is right up El Charro or Charro Steak and Seafoods alley right here. Okay, this is called the churro
Charroctopus.
octopus, an octopus-shaped churro where every tentacle has a different flavor.
Ooh.
Chocolate, caramel, strawberry, matcha, blueberry, coconut, almond, and cinnamon sugar. So basically, this is just a creative looking churro.
If they threw a really nasty one in there, that'd be more interesting.
Oh,
I
it's,
think.
it's a mold. I thought it was actual octopus.
Oh,
No,
it's
no.
not actual octopus?
No,
No, it's a mold.
Would you
Uh,
rather
course.
be real octopus?
No.
I know, if it was
No.
real octopus, that was a hard no.
But in the art of culinary, presentation is key. So this is something unique and beautiful, but could also be delicious. So something that
Yeah.
will sell in a seafood place. You're welcome. All right. Let's see. I'm just gonna assume everyone would eat that. What about these pecan pie poppers? Miniature pecan pies, deep fried and drizzled in
Yep.
bourbon
Of
caramel.
course.
Yep.
That's 100% yes. Let's
Yep.
look at the results here. 100% yes. 80%, 20%.
Losers.
Seriously.
The doctor said I had to cut back on carbs.
Yeah.
Sugar might kill me.
All right, we'll stop with this one. Our
Terrible.
final one is the buffalo blue cheese funnel cake. It's a traditional funnel cake batter infused with blue cheese crumbles and shredded buffalo meat, fried until golden, then drizzled with hot sauce and ranch dressing.
Wait, buffalo meat or buffalo chicken?
Buffalo chicken. Oh, if it was buffalo meat, then you're gonna double the cost there, son. And that's delicious.
Worth it.
Yeah.
You said you like grown. Do you not like blue cheese?
I don't like blue cheese. No.
Stop.
You knew it. You know me so well.
The buffalo blue cheese funnel cake.
Ugh.
Yeah, so funnel
me
cake.
try it. I'll try
It's like dirty fries.
Yeah, dude, this is fair food all day long. And I'm surprised that this hasn't been created already in the fair circuit. So now it will be. And you could assume that next Pima County Fair, we'll probably have this as an option.
This is gonna be javelina.
Oh, yeah.
You had javelina meat?
I've had javelina meat.
Oh
What's that
God,
like?
horrible. I bet.
Well, so it has to be stewed, right? So it's
Yeah.
usually
Oh,
like
it's tough.
birria. Yeah, it's very tough.
Mhm.
So it's not like you're getting like a pork, like a javelina chop.
Yeah.
Tearing that
Javelina
down.
bacon.
It's got to be braised for at least 14 hours.
They're swines, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
they're
very
evil. I hear they're
swine.
disgusting.
They're very
They're-
fruity.
Yeah, no.
If you had a photo of that, what is it? That new creature they found in the Antarctic we talked about earlier? That 20 tentacled
Yeah.
deep sea creature.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'd try that if they
I
deep
would
fry
try
it.
that. When I was in San Diego, the calamari I had there looked like
Little
fish
ma-
sticks.
Little marinara.
Little marinara.
Yeah.
All day long. I would eat the intelligent ones. I don't even care. I would eat them all. All right. Well, real quick, earlier this morning, Rico shared his experience going to the Tucson Autobon Society.
I'm a birder now.
Yeah, which
Yes,
is not
you
what
are.
you think it is. It was a fantastic experience, and he left a 5-star review. And in case you missed it, went a little something like this. On 2.1 KFMA, we actually have new music that we're playing with them on rotation as well. Can't wait to play that on my show here in about 6 months. It's gonna be dope. All right, that is all our Incubus tickets that we have for this morning. But we are doubling up your opportunities to win all week long. And tomorrow morning, since we have a tap out with Rocco's in the 8 o'clock hour, we're probably gonna give out those tickets between 7 and 8 or 6 to 8. Or maybe even during the podcast broadcast, which you could stream youtube.com/beefvegan. Subscribe.
You're such a tease, beef.
Oh, no, I'm just letting people know. There's plenty of reasons to listen to the show, but if one of those sole reasons is to win awesome concert tickets, your opportunities will be tomorrow morning between 6 and 8 and then 9 and 10. So, and then during the 8 o'clock hour, you get free pizza opportunities from Rocco.
Hey.
Yeah, which I know you were hanging out with Rocco the other night.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, his band, what's the name of his band again?
Sherbert and Champagne.
Oh, yeah, you're wearing the shirt.
I'm wearing the shirt.
Well,
bro.
you're such a groupie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did they melt faces at Club Congress?
They really did.
I love that because it's Rocco from Rocco's Little Chicago Pizza and also Toby, the owner of Bisbee Breakfast Club.
Right.
So it's all these great restaurants and they get together and they perform punk rock at night. It's fantastic.
insane. It really blew me away, dude. I was like, no way.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that during the podcast broadcast. But, of course, Rico goes out on the streets of Tucson all the time and visits fine establishments. And when he has a pleasurable experience, he likes to run to Google and share that experience with the world. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Rico's 5-star review. Who did you review this week, Rico?
So this week I went to the Tucson Autobon Society.
Oh, I didn't even know that's a thing.
Right? Me neither.
Oh, cool. Well, tell me about it.
So I recently found out about the Tucson Autobon Society, and it fascinated me to learn that it was an educational and proactive bird conservationist and protective organization.
Oh, that's wordy.
I honestly thought someone said the Tucson Autobahn Society and got real excited to meet some Germans who love to go fast on very organized and upkept highways.
Yeah.
Alas, birds, not cars. There's no way in hell Germans would love driving in Tucson. No one loves driving in Tucson.
That's true.
My bad. I wanted to visit to learn more about birds because birds are pretty rad. Although with all the strange alien and UFO, UAP talk happening lately, I kind of wanted to see if they can confirm if birds were indeed real and not government cameras sent to spy on us. I've seen some creepy birds who just stare from their high horse and look down on me as if they were scanning my body for weaknesses or hacking my phone or something. Don't gaslight me and tell me I'm crazy. Birds can be creepy. Sometimes I go to Owls Club downtown just to talk to a few friends about potential surveillance owls roaming the region. We compare and contrast field notes and push pin some maps over some whiskey and just end up talking about football.
Yeah.
Anyway, I went to the website before stopping by and saw the Meet Your Birds section on there, which is an online guide to discover the birds of the Southwest. Immediately, my eye caught one called the Lucifer hummingbird, and it was like they were rubbing it in our face. My entire being went into high alert, realizing that there could possibly be some sort of evil cult behind all this. Maybe the government was working in tandem with some esoteric bird collective to gather intel. I had to go see for myself.
Yes, you did.
So when I walked into this quaint little spot, it was cozy and cluttered with bird memorabilia, knickknacks, some paddywhacks, and literature on anything bird related. Complete with the wood aesthetic and nature shop, I figured this is how they lure you in, with a false sense of security and overwhelming amount of bird related stimuli. When I walked over to who I assume was a bird society member, I had to play it cool and show some authentic interest. I made some cooing pigeon noises and then stuck my hand out and said, "Hi, I'm Gabriel." I didn't want to give my real name. "And I'm very interested in birding." The lady said, "Oh, that's wonderful. Did someone recommend you?" I told her how I listened to Be Vegan on KFMA and how his hawk conservation awareness really impresses me and inspired me to learn more about raptor birds.
Yep.
I really wanted to ask her about her thoughts on what if velociraptors were still around and, if we would try to make them pets or probably just eat them, but I didn't. I said, "Hey, what's up with that Lucifer hummingbird?" hoping I would notice her eyes get all shifty. But she just laughed and said, "Well, we get asked about that one more than you would think. Actually, it's just referring to the Latin word denoting light-bearing, which refers to its beautiful iridescent purple gorget."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, sure, lady." I said, "Are there any other birds with rad heavy metal sounding names or just this one? Maybe there's one called the Orwellian Hummer.
Yeah.
Maybe the one called the NSA Warbler,
Huh?
the Samsung Harrier."
Huh?
I was hoping she would catch my drift and give me some clues on the dark underbelly of the Bird Society. But we just stood in awkward silence for about 20 seconds before she said, "Well, I'm pretty fond of the loggerhead shrike. So are you interested in joining us on our birding field trip?" Sounded like a trap.
Yep.
I was definitely poking the beast at this point. I calmly said, "No, thank you. I'll check back in when it's cooler out. You have a nice day now." She handed me a pamphlet and I drove back home feeling a sense of unease. I warmed up a Hot Pocket and tried to look for Masonic imagery in the pamphlet, but came up short. I instead learned a lot about the localized research, conservation, and activist efforts, though.
Oh,
They're really passionate, and
yeah.
it was kind of inspiring. I'll have to see what the guys at Owl's Club think. 5 stars.
Wow. Yeah. So after all that, it was still a pleasurable enough experience to give them 5 stars, huh?
Yeah, they really like their birds, man.
They love their birds, all of them. Yes. And you can go see that actual Google review when you Google up the Tucson Autobon Society. Yes. Just if you see Rico's 5-star review, make sure you give him a thumbs up or 5-star his 5-star review. I'm sure he'll appreciate it.
And help me get to the bottom of all this, please. What's really going on there?
I mean, you're at.
So what birds are we cooking up today, Gary?
Yeah. What birds?
Birds.
Yeah.
Birds.
Our secret ingredient meat is pigeon. All right. So like, Jesus, you could eat pigeon? I mean, all these surprises.
Don't
I guess
tell
you
Mike
could eat
Tyson,
anything.
dude.
Right?
What are you wearing here? Are you are we playing like
know, just-
Call of Duty?
Are you gaming right now?
That's Valdez. No,
I was
use-
Are you
why
calling
do
in
I
a
have
B-52
gamer
right now?
headset?
That's Valdez. Valdez.
Delta team strike.
Pound.
Brought whatever. Yeah, so odd.
Awesome.
Yeah. There were a couple more, we ended that AI food segment a little bit early. There was a couple more like things I have to show you that actually really good.
Oh my
and I think they
God.
ended on something gross, but these things are for sure. You say huh, but you're not fat, Rico. Cheese curd fondue
Yeah.
fountain. It's deep fried pretzels and cheese curds
Yum.
into a flowing fountain of pure Wisconsin cheese.
Yum,
Smash.
yum.
Smash.
Smash.
Exactly.
Smash. Especially if they're Dots cheese curls. Have you guys ever Dots?
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's the state animal of Wisconsin
I'll
right
have to
there.
Bring you some. They're just
Ooh.
Yeah, the results on that are 66% would eat that.
Ooh.
And it's actually the obese percentage of America. It's coincidentally enough, 66% of Americans are technically obese. 34% of people would be like, thanks, I'll pass and have a salad. All right. What about the cotton candy corn dogs? Now, these are fluffy cotton candy. It has a fluffy cotton candy core wrapped in a crispy corn dog batter, deep fried to perfection, served on a stick, and then smothered in flavored icing and sprinkles.
they have these already.
Yeah.
It's
Do
at-
they?
Yeah, at 2 Hands, right there on Campbell and Glen.
They have cotton candy
They have-
inside it.
Inside?
Like, well, they have all kinds of crazy stuff. It's just like Korean hot dog.
Yeah, this
Place.
is good.
Yeah.
I
I haven't seen the cotton candy version of
I'm
this.
sure
but
they could do. I don't know if they have cotton candy,
Do you
but
think it melt though? Like
no, they have a way to figure it out. I mean, I think the breading. He saves
No,
it.
it would just turn into molten lava.
Yeah.
You burn your face off.
Well, that's like a deep fried
What a
Snickers.
sad way to go.
Like you ever had like a deep fried Snickers? Kind of same concept, right?
You
And
can't
this is
freeze cotton candy.
Says you.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, that's a technical chef.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
What about nitrous?
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
No, what about what is it, like nitrous, right, or something like that? Don't
No,
they?
well, the gas has humidity in it, so any type of humidity would dissipate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is for Todd, the Tornado Alley Jerky Twist, which is deep fried beef jerky twist on a cyclone of spices. That looks bomb.
I could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And the sweet and spicy spaghetti donuts.
No, thank
That
you.
looks gross, but it ends with this one, the pickle sundae.
Yeah, I would do that.
You would?
Oh yeah.
Well, are you pregnant right now?
No.
You're a fan. So Gary, why would you like this?
I love pickles, man.
Me too.
Anything pickles I eat, and
Really?
yeah, it's
How
like my
funny.
guilty
You
pleasure.
like
Oh, they're
okra?
so good.
All right. Well, we just finished up our list here of all the
Pickle
weird
okra.
AI-inspired fair food. You can see at BuzzFeed. I'll put that link in the comment section, the live comment section of our podcast broadcast. If you want to see all that food, make sure you head over to youtube.com/beefvegan. And then while you're there, subscribe. All right. Since it is Monday, and we have the beautiful and talented Mari joining us in studio. She usually comes with impossible hypotheticals. And it is another round of Would You Rather with Mari. So here's
God, that's
the
the
deal,
last
Gary, in case.
I toned it down.
Yeah, try not to get me fired. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. We have to decide whether we would or not and why. Okay. There is no passing on this. It's just one of those situations. You got to pick your poison. Okay. So with that said, Mari, go ahead and give
All right.
us our first Would You Rather scenario.
Okay, because we have the chef. My
Oh.
first one is: would you rather eat your favorite foods but chewed up first by someone else, or completely unseasoned and bland boiled chicken and potatoes for the rest of your life?
All right, Chef Gary first.
Baby bird.
Yeah.
I think the baby bird scenario.
You got
Is
a
it
pretty.
someone I know? Like it's
Yeah,
I
is
was
it-
gonna go extreme, like a person with halitosis, but like, yeah, let's go with like.
I guarantee you he's thinking his wife right now. They got a
Yeah.
very unusually close relationship.
Okay,
So
me
I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if he like told me on the DL that they do this every now and then. But let's say it's me, Gary. Let's say you have to eat it straight from my
Okay,
mouth.
stranger. Yeah, let's go by a stranger.
Yeah, there's no one stranger
Aw.
than me. Okay, so would you do it then?
I don't know, man. I love you to death, but I guess it's potatoes and chicken. Doctor says I need to lose some weight.
You would lose all the weight for sure. Rico, same question.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
You're gonna go with Chef
Yeah.
Gary's. You can't piggyback and
Yes,
tell me
I
why.
can.
Tell me why then.
Tell me why.
Sounds more interesting.
All right. Well, that's good. That sounds more interesting because your response was not. I would definitely say, I would go for someone chewing up the food and spitting in my mouth, because then you get a plethora of flavors. And it
potpourri.
probably boosts your immunity. So bonus.
Maybe.
All right, Mari, what's your next impossible situation?
Okay. Would you rather have a 12-inch long
Whoa.
12-inch long earlobes or a green hairy tongue?
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go penis on one
No,
of those. Because yeah, we both would have said, whatever. All right. So earlobes or tongue,
Yeah,
but it's green.
it's hairy
It's hairy.
And
Yeah.
green or just hairy?
and green. Have you seen the picture of this one guy?
No, thank you.
Yeah, I can show you later.
Okay, yeah, send it to Rico. Rico, which would you rather have?
I'd go with the earlobes.
Yeah,
'Cause I
why?
look like a punk kid, and girls like those edgy dudes.
Like long ear.
Yeah, long.
yeah, absolutely.
I'm
Chef
cultured.
Gary?
I don't know. The tongue could be beneficial,
Yes, it can.
but you can always get like a lumberjack hat, or I could wear Valdez's headset for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's huge.
Just wrap 'em up.
I'm gonna go earlobes.
You're gonna go earlobes as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the tongue would be beneficial, and I'm sure it would tickle and all those good things. So you wouldn't be shy or of any kind of dates. But the earlobes again would just be like, yeah, babe, I had a negative
Gauge.
17 gauge, and that's how hardcore I was.
Yeah.
And women like deformities. I hear
I hear.
when it's self-inflicted.
Mm.
Self-inflicted deformities, women are all about. If you're born with those deformities, then you're on your own.
Mhm.
That's just how it works. And don't blame me, blame women. All right, final would you rather scenario.
All right, last but not least, would you rather every time you leave the house be forced to wear a gigantic door frame catching top hat that can't come off, or ridiculously long red clown shoes?
That's a tough call too. We'll start off with Chef Gary on that one.
I couldn't wear either, man. I'm in the kitchen all the time.
Yeah.
I know it would make it difficult for you to move around.
Shoes. Or shoes.
Oh yeah, shoes. What
Are
size
they
do you wear now?
Are they non-slip?
Are they non-slip?
No, I have the worst feet in the world. I wear 12 quadruple E's. Like
You're right.
They're terrible.
So you're only a couple sizes off.
They would fit.
Yeah.
So I'm good to go. Send me the shoes.
Yes, and not only are they non-slip, they're like snow boots, dude. Yeah, you're not gonna fall through anything. What would you say, Rico?
I would do the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I could probably eventually make a badass looking Instagram account and just be that guy that like storms to every party and like gets caught up in the doorway.
I'm glad you mentioned that and Instagram accounts because I came across somebody on Instagram that I'm an instant fan of, and I'm looking to get him on the show. He is a real life unicorn, and to see those videos, you have to join us youtube.com/beefvegan. We're gonna hit the reset here on the FM side. Be back with your beef tip after this. Such a tease. That's the goal, right? This real life unicorn is a thing.
How do I just magically like perfectly go into your thing? Your transition into your.
What do you mean?
It just felt like that was planned. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of which,
we got
the
good
next
chemistry.
segment.
Yeah, we have good chemistry, bro.
Yeah.
So this guy is starting to get viral on TikTok, and he just popped up in my algorithm, which was odd. And let's see if I can pull him up here. Now, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? He is the prime example, the perfect example of that. You want to feel bad for the guy, but you could tell that his lifetime of pain has led to a tremendous sense of humor. And he was able to turn this into a positive. And I wish I would have slid in his DMs earlier to make it easier to find on my podcast. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to introduce you to what this unicorn guy looks like after I share with you today's Morning Moron, which was a good one. And in case you missed it, actually, let's talk about Zuck. Here, check this out. Valdez randomly trying to bring porn stars into the studio. Good luck, bud.
How dare you?
Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Rico and I hanging out here on this Monday morning. It's a good or lucky week on Beef Vegan Presents. You could get good and win one of our games and 8 o'clock hour to win those tickets for Incubus and Bad Flower, or you could be lucky and just be caller number 10 when you hear Incubus or Bad Flower whenever I play them this morning, which I will. So just be ready. All right. Now, of course, I've been following. I'm a sucker for kind of gossip and drama, especially when it comes to fight talk, right? And the prospect of Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg fighting is wildly entertaining to me. Like nerd fights. Who doesn't want to see a nerd fight? Growing up, elementary school, high school, whenever you saw like the two nerdiest people like slap box it out, that was the main attraction, man.
Yeah, that was high ticket.
Absolutely. Now, initially the war of words between Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk happened in all 2023. And I don't understand. I don't even really know where this all originates from. Do you?
I don't actually. I thought it was just over time. They were just going at each other too much.
Yeah, I
making
guess.
snide remarks.
Yeah, I guess. And for some reason, this turned into a real life beef, and they wanted to settle it like men for the very first time in their lives, I'm assuming. And by boxing it out or fighting it out in a cage, MMA style, since Mark Zuckerberg has been training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now, Elon has been going back and forth, you saying anytime, any place, and then saying, well, wait a second, let's name a time and a place. And then just last Friday, I opened up the show with a rant because Elon reportedly said, well, how about instead of fighting, we just have a noble debate? And I'm like, bitch! What? Yeah. You can't challenge somebody to a fight and then say noble debate. You can't do that 180. You can't do that turnabout.
I love Dana White, just him going, all right, we're actually changing this into debate format now.
Right.
Like, that's going to work out. And
I'm glad that you mentioned Dana White, because Dana White was salivating at the prospect and the opportunity of these two fighting, because he's like, hey, let's get involved. We'll, promote the fight and all make a bunch of money. Now Elon Musk is saying he doesn't want Dana White or the UFC involved at all if they do end up fighting inside Rome's Coliseum, right? And then he also said, we'll make this a charity fight, but won't name a charity. So, there's been a lot of back and forth and wishy-washy behavior.
A lot of goalpost shifting.
Yes, on behalf of Elon Musk. And Mark Zuckerberg actually just went to Threads and posted this. He said, and I quote, I think we could all agree Elon isn't serious and it's time to move on. I offered a real date. Dana White offered to make this a legit competition for charity. Elon won't confirm a date, then says he needs surgery, and now asks to do a practice round in my backyard instead. If Elon ever gets serious about a real date and official event, he knows how to reach me. Otherwise, time to move on. I'm going to focus on competing with people who take the sport seriously.
Wow.
And that last sentence is laughable too, because
Like Jake Paul.
yeah, pretty much. Like Mark Zuckerberg is so focused on his new life as a MMA fighter that, you know, like he hasn't updated Threads at all. I mean, he posted this on Threads, but Threads is still like the very beginning of a beta program and not even close to being a competitor to Twitter. So, and I don't even think it's his priority anymore. He just wants to kick ass and take names.
Fighter.
Yeah,
it's like a guy who watches Yellowstone is like, I'm a cowboy now.
Well, that's why you started wearing tight jeans.
Exactly.
I mean, I didn't want to bring it back so soon, but yes, you are a big fan of Yellowstone. And as the seasons progressed, your jeans got tighter. I just don't think there's a coincidence there. But at the end of the day, you know, Mark Zuckerberg is right. And it is kind of odd to see him get obsessed with mixed martial arts so much. But Elon Musk has been moving the goalposts and has been changing. And this is exactly what kind of like a punk ass would do.
I think Elon's just buying time. He's probably constructing like some clone, some kung fu clone.
He would need a clone. Yeah. And that way he wouldn't have to feel what it really feels like to get punched in the face or the humiliation that would come with it if he got his ass kicked by Mark Zuckerberg. You know, it is a lose-lose scenario for Elon Musk, and even he should be smart enough to know that. But he was the one that was basically challenging Mark Zuckerberg in the first place. So now it's time to put up or shut up. We'll see what happens.
Come on, fight.
Come on. Well, you know what? This is the media behind both of them, pushing them into each other. Oh, he just pushed you. Oh, yeah. Classic.
I love it.
All right, we're back here on. I'm trying to pull this up.
Harry just brought up Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, have you heard of that?
Slaughterhouse?
Her sloth house.
Sloth movie.
Well, yes, I saw the horror film with the sloth, and it actually looks amazing.
Hilarious.
In the weirdest way, to see those sloths get all murderous. I mean, if they move fast, they would be very deadly.
They'd be dangerous, but they're just like,
No.
There was a sloth in the shower. Like, yeah, they showed that in the scene. Yeah, man, the horror films are coming up with are amazing.
Oh my god, it's incredible.
I'm trying to find this guy. And, you know, the problem with this guy is he's not viral yet. Oh, there he is. There, the dancing. Oh. Okay, you ready for the human unicorn?
Ready.
This guy is amazing. Okay, so I found this guy. He's got like less than 5,000 followers. That's not the thing here. Let's see. Okay, here, let me remove that and add this. Okay, so this is the human unicorn. Okay, now let's check out. Like he just drops little gems like this. Watch this. This is like giving a little wisdom. You see that on his forehead? Watch.
If you want to cheat on your partner and not get in trouble for it, start an OnlyFans page.
All right.
So Matt,
here's it. All right. All right, watch.
Oh man.
So he's got that mole on his head, which right sucks.
If you ain't cheat.
Hold on. And then he does this.
You know, I know this is going out of context of whatever this argument was, but let's do it. Let's flick the bean for the troops.
Yeah.
So for the men and women of the armed forces, this is for you.
Oh. God bless.
How's this guy not a megastar? You know what I mean? Like I'm an instant fan, and I'm sliding his DMs. I'm gonna try to get him on. His name's Dan. I'm gonna try to get him on the show because you know, I recognize talent when I see it. I recognize like special like stars, and
I
like
can't
this
believe
guy
he hasn't been on like Justin Nutley.
he just started, man.
He caught him early. You gotta get him.
You gotta get him.
Gotta get him before it's too
Monetize
late.
that.
Yep.
And thank you for catching it today live, Sarah. It's good to see you back on the stream.
God.
All right, so yes, you got to follow that guy, but hopefully we get to know Dan here pretty quickly.
I know you're gonna ask him questions like, "Hey, you ever been on a date? She wants you to like
No, okay.
What about-
First,
What
Rico.
about bean to bean?
Yeah, bean
Yeah,
to bean.
no, I'm a
Yeah.
little more classy than that. Rico.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
All right. Well, that's unfortunately all the time that we have for today. But if you were watching the podcast broadcast, it will lead you into this beef tip. Okay. We came across a man named Dan who has this huge mole in the middle of his forehead, right? And it does look like a love bean. And he rests his sunglasses on it. Yeah. So with that said, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonades, right? Just like Dan did with that mole. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you could check out the video, youtube.com/beefvegan. While you're there, subscribe. That's all the time we have for the show. But thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to catch Jeff Gary tonight at Night Fight at Hotel Congress. Weirdo will be in tomorrow. Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Oh, later. It was his love beat. It's in my throat. Click it. There you go. It'd be great if it like popped like a zit. Like, oh, Dan, you flicked it too much.
Start screaming and panicking.